You can just this way. Okay, so you got the Darkness anniversary going on.
Yeah.
You're sure excited about that. So, what do you see for Darkness in the future?
Well, the fact that we got 100 issues of the Darkness continues to kind of amaze me. Especially since the early days of Image. I was getting all these phone calls from Marvel saying, it's like, yeah, this is right when we started. It's like, we'll be back here in 6 months. What are you guys doing? It's like, this is silly. You should have your pick of all these titles. And the fact that 20 years later, and we have the 100th issue of something that literally would never have been published by Marvel, called The Darkness, which is based off of something even more improbable called Witchblade. We launched it out of that. I'm pretty impressed with the Top Cow guys that we've been able to not only keep that franchise alive as a publishing icon, like a mini icon, we refer to it, and like Hellboy and Spawn and Witchblade kind of all fall in that category. Mini icons, modern icons. And the fact that we've been able to take what should never have been able to be published to begin with and keep it going to 100 issues with some amazing talent behind it. I mean, some writers and artists that worked on that book. It's like you've been really fortunate. But also, spin off into 2 successful video games, which, especially the second one, is lifted almost directly from the comics. It's like, those games aren't cheap. So it's pretty trippy. It's pretty wild. I'm proud of all the guys. Really.
I probably should start off with this, but Image Expo, 20 years. How do you feel about how it's going down this weekend so far?
So far, so good. We had a really good crowd for a Friday yesterday. Today's Saturday, and I looked around with this. Well, there's a lot of people here. And considering that it's about independence, which means automatically there's not going to be any Marvel or DC here with a presence, and you're not going to have guys walking around in Iron Man suits. I like the crowd we have. We're celebrating comics here, and even though we have some movie star presence with Walking Dead and all that, it's still celebrating comics, because Robert Kirkman is a comic guy, and Walking Dead is a comic, that successfully translated, one of my favorite shows, successfully translated to TV, but it's still a comic book at its heart, and Robert's still a comic book guy at its heart. And the fact that that even exists out there is because 20 years ago, 7 goofballs got together and hatched what we told everyone was a plan. It was more like an FU, and it's like, then we'll see what happens. So yeah, I think the fact that Image Expo is literally celebrating. Okay, I'm gonna get metaphysical for 1 second.
More than 1 second.
All right, 1 hour. My wife is laughing because she knows that once I get rolling.
The great pontificate.
Yeah.
My friends and I call it the heavy at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's
bring
me.
The heavy,
and I'm not even high, so it's like I have no excuse. But no, real briefly, it's like it literally is like a convention celebrating life itself, because when you look at how you truly live life to its fullest and everything it has to offer, it really is about your way, right? And it's about freedom of choice and being able to make those choices, and being in at least as much control as we have of our own destiny. And that's what Image really is, right? So this expo is celebrating, what? Get the fuck off your ass. Go do do something, and live your life, right? And live the dream, which is part of living life, right? It's like we all need to have our dreams. Go ask Robert Kirkman, if his dreams have come true yet, right? So that's what Image Expo really is.
Are you?
Was that highfalutin enough?
That was pretty heavy.
That was awesome.
Oh, I feel the burden of the heaviness. Where's that cocktail I ordered at 11 in the morning?
I'm sure you probably are working on. Are you working on trying to get The Darkness to a film?
Oh yes. Funny you should mention that. We're actually going to have some big announcements, hopefully very soon, right? I keep looking over at Phillips over there, and my wife for approval.
Understandable.
But yes, we're going to have some announcements coming up.
Okay.
We've already announced the film.
Okay.
But we're going to announce some more stuff.
Like casting?
Well, not can't say. But we're making some big announcements that I think people are going to go, oh yeah, these guys know what they're doing.
If you could have your dream actor play, and who would you want for the Dark?
I know
You said before, right? It was Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber, baby. Because you know what? He's got a dark side that people don't see. You know, it's like you give him the hair, and he'll be estacado. You know what? I actually do have somebody. But here's the thing, and this is like, no offense, but the weird thing about Hollywood is that, and people need to understand this when they are asked that same question, is the second you throw out a name, you've lost that person.
Okay.
Okay, because their management and their agencies want to come to you,
Right.
or at least feel that they came to you.
So you're playing the game right now.
So I'm playing the game right now. I have a guy.
You have a guy in
I have
mind?
a couple guys,
Okay.
but I have a guy that would be perfect in my mind. But I can't say who it is, just in case he wants to do it. You know, because and again, it's a partnership, Hollywood, a big, fucking brutal partnership.
Besides like Lance Briggs, who's like the other?
That's the guy. That's a little departure. You know, but Lance, you know.
I've been trying to get Lance to do acting for a while now. Ever since I met him like 2 years ago, we had a fundraiser at my store.
Oh, okay.
And
He's
we
a good guy.
were on ESPN and we did all that. And I've been trying to get him to do, like, I feel like his agent needs to like get him some screen time.
Yeah, like The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, get him out there.
So-
No, Lance Briggs is he's a great guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm a Chicago boy. You know, I was raised there. And I live in California now, but we don't have a football team, so. And even if we did, I'd still be a Chicago Bears fan. You know, unfortunately, I'm also a Cub fan.
Sorry.
But,
Well, this is you have the hope, you have the eternal hope right now.
we did until the fan.
Well, no, because you get
then
the
all
web.
hope is lost. Then we
Yeah.
realize there really is a curse. We're screwed forever. I'm going to die a loser.
And then there's the sports.
So who?
Oh, I'm glad that you guys didn't hear that. That was Philip said, like, just throwing the love my way.
So who is your favorite all-time Cub then?
My favorite who?
Cub, all-time Cub.
Oh, that would be old school because, you know, well, I'm 35 now. Started Image when I was 2. That doesn't even add up.
I don't think that's why you married.
Like Ron Santo, and who just passed, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah, Ron Santo and Ernie Banks. You know, those guys. You know, 'cause those were the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. They were 70s.
Yeah, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, 70s, yeah. So it's, I used to go to Cub games. I used to, when there was no school that day. There's an awesome story I gotta tell you. A friend of mine, real quick.
That's fine.
A friend of mine, Cub fan, you know, we were kids, right? We were like 13, 14 years old. And it's like I didn't do it this time, but he cut class, right, to go to a Cub game. And it's like, they had a TV in the cafeteria. And he's at the Cub game. You know, he's supposed to be at school. I'm sitting there with the teachers are there too. And there he catches a foul ball. No bullshit.
What
There's
high
the
school?
camera. Hey, Phil!
What high school is that?
Mather High School.
Mather High School?
Mather High School in Chicago.
Well, I don't think I can top any question after that story. So I'm gonna thank you for your time.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. That's a true story. He's going, woo! We're just all looking at him. Oh, yeah, he got in a little bit of trouble. He wound up